We've worked our way outside and we're going to be looking at the furnace. As a tech, one of the most frequent calls that I get is my furnace isn't working. And so with that being said, I wanted to give you a simple troubleshooting that you can do called the sail switch replacement. We will know when the sail switch needs to be replaced because you will hear the fan turn on, but you will not hear the clicking of the ignition. When you don't hear the clicking of the ignition, that usually means 9 times out of 10 that the sail switch is malfunctioning. And so we're going to replace this. A word of concern is if you don't have this on the outside, if you don't have an access panel for your furnace, then it's going to be very challenging to get to the sail switch. So I would only recommend doing this repair if you have this on the outside and have easy access to your furnace. We will start by removing the external screws. Some of yours will have 4 screws and this whole thing will come off. This has a hinge on it, but we want to expose all of this, the blower housing. And now we will have screws here at the bottom as well as the top holding this plastic together. And yours might look a little different. You might have some additional screws that you need to navigate, but the sail switch is going to be on the inside of this plastic blower cover. And these are the cables that are going to the sail switch. Yours, you might be able to see screws coming from the outside in. These are screwed the opposite way. But either way, what we're going to do is start by removing the screws to the plastic blower cover. Make sure to hold on to them. They're sometimes not magnetic, and so they might get away from you. And then the next thing that we are going to do is remove this orange igniter cable. And any other wires that might be in the way, we're going to leave these for now because we can pull this cover forward and get access to the sail switch. So this sail switch, how it's activated is the wind will blow from the blower. It'll close that circuit, telling the furnace to go ahead and add propane and fire. This is what gets malfunctioned. Sometimes it will still click, but that doesn't mean that it's good. Again, it's if the blower comes on, but you do not hear the click, click, click for the ignition. It's typically this that's the issue. So we'll get our Phillips screwdriver. Remove the screws. Now we'll take this sail switch. And what I like to do is I'll go one cable at a time. And I'll grab my new one. Make sure it's lined up in the same way. Put it in the same terminal and contact. Grab the next one. Just so I can keep all the wires the same places. The way that the electricity flows through this is important, so we want to make sure it's the same. Now we'll grab our screws. Go ahead and tighten one down a little bit, just to keep it in there. The next one will go in. And this doesn't need to be very tight at all. It's all plastic, so you don't want to go and crack it. So that's tight now. So now the sail switch is complete. We'll reverse the process. Line up the plastic housing. One thing to do you can't get a good grip, is use your pliers. Get it started inside of the screw hole. The final thing we need to do is hook up the igniter cable to the ignition tower, and then put the cable back in the plastic clips so that it will be out of the way. We'll close this up, put our exterior mounting screws back in, and now you have successfully changed out the sail switch to your furnace.